I welcome you all to this next session of Big Data Analytics of MCA 3. Currently, we are undergoing and studying the details of data mining, OLAP, OLTP, data warehousing concept. This is a concluding session of our chapter 3. We'll start within no time. Let me share the screen with you. I expect the screen is visible to all of you and myself is also audible. Let us start with the session. Okay, let us start with the session or big data storage warehousing concept. Now, currently we are discussing the warehouse data mining, OLAP, and OLTP. Now we are going towards slowly to our next session and next chapter of the Hadoop. That what do we mean by Hadoop? What are the role of data warehousing? What happens when we have the multiple data sources and multiple versions of truth also? How do we can use the replications and data loading, cloud integration, etc. technologies? We'll move further. Now, what do you mean by the data storage? All of us have seen that it's a single, complete, and consistent data store obtained from the variety in a particular to understand and use in a particular business context. That's what the data warehouse is. Now, this is a typical block diagram of data warehouse that there are number of data sources, might be from the external and internal data sources, and they have been used by the data warehousing concept to produce the OLAP analysis, that is online and analytical processing, and then for the reporting that might be organizational reporting or like any MIS reporting, and for the data mining means to find out the whatever the data has been there or what is the meaning of that data, underlying meaning of that data, and to dig out that meaning, that is the data mining. So what are the specific benefits of the data warehouse concept? That data warehouse enhances the very first, it's enhances business intelligence. It's particularly the major concept or benefit of the data warehouse is to enhance the business intelligence and thereof to make the appropriate and effective decisions. And that way data warehouse is the like a decision support system. It will also enhance the data quality and consistency, and it will due to this it will give the high returns on the investment on the data. That might be a technical investment, commercial investment, even operational or HR investment. Obviously it is going to give the high returns on that investment to that particular organization. It's a time efficient one, or whatever the outcome you're expecting from the data warehousing concept, data mining. Through the data mining it will have the efficiency with respect to the time, and due to that it will produce and it will give enhanced performances. And business intelligence from heterogeneous sources can be maintained and can be analyzed on by using data warehouse concept. Now this is the big data. We have seen this particular diagram many times, that these are the some of the v's of the big data which have been efficiently managed and efficiently work out in a data warehouse concept, like the volume, that's the size of data. First v, velocity, the speed at which the data is generated, that is the next v. Variety, different types of data. Veracity of data, that's a data accuracy. Then the value of data, value does not mean the commercial value, it's a value in the decision making, how useful your data is. That's how your data mining can work upon that, our data warehouse can work upon that. Validity of that data, it might be with respect to the time frame, it might be with respect to the user perspective. What is the data quality, governance of data, master data management on a massive scale, that is a validity. Then variability of the data, how your data is dynamic, evolving behavior of data sources can be managed and can be analyzed by using data warehouse concept under the big data. Venue of data means where that data has been kept, placed, and from which data source that has been accessed. That is a distributed, you can have the distributed heterogeneous data from the multiple platform available at the same venue or in the single venue. Then the vocabulary under that data models, semantics that is they describe the data structure. These are the vocabulary parts of that data, big data, and vagueness of that data, confusion over the meaning of big data and tools used. Now, this vagueness plays a major role in organizational decision making. We will see how it is. And all these V's are the parameters of the data warehousing concept, data mining concept under the big data analytics. Now, this is a component or building blocks of the data warehouse. There is a centralized data warehouse that might be the multidimensional DBMS. Metadata is also there. Metadata means data about data. That is called as a metadata. Then you can have the information delivery using that data warehouse and multidimensional data warehouse. Under that data warehouse, some data marts can be there. In the last two sessions, we have gone through the concept of data marts. Data mart means a particular data warehouse dedicated for a particular purpose. That is nothing but a data mart, and all these are centralized and collectively termed as a data storage. Using that data storage, we can do the data staging, at which stage the data should be there, how it can be accessed. Then archive internal production can be there, source data can be internal or external, and management and control of that all data warehouse to for the purpose of information delivery. That is the first requisite. Data mining, OLAP, that is the online analytical processing, then to produce the MIS reports and to generate the queries and outcomes of that query, data warehouse has been used. Now, this is the architecture of big data warehouse. You can have the number of sources from which data is being generated, like the OLTP, customer relationship management, ERP, CRM, social media data, then the software as a service data means data generated through the cloud computing model, then data generated by some of the devices, some of the sensors, and storage. Then you can have the storage and compute processing on that all types of data available from such sources. That can be any relational processing, that can be a columnar processing, like in a RDBMS it's a columnar processing, or that can be a non-relational database processing on using the Apache Hadoop. Hadoop is one of the platform using which you can work out with the NRDBMS, that's a no relational database management. And that's how we can have the management of data. Management consists of the parameters or activities like the integration of data, then the quality of data, security of that data, transformation of data, governance of the data, and machine learning available through all such management perspective. And that will be a continuous procedure. Third block we are seeing, and that is interacting with the in-memory Apache in the NRDB Hadoop. Then the self-service is possible, ad hoc interaction, internal interactions, and data modeling. And for all such things, we can have, for which purpose? For the purpose of all such things have been done for the purpose of business intelligence, operational reporting, data analytics report, predictive analytics, and real-time analytics. These are the outcome expected from the data warehouse architecture. Last column, very last column outside the that square. Then ETL, CDC, and the replications is there. Streaming is also on-premise, hybrid, and cloud. These are the storage mechanisms. Okay, we are continuing. This is a big data Hadoop architecture wherein there is a Hadoop database file structure, HDFS. Then Hadoop framework is also there. Data sources, then Hadoop framework, and then the big data inside. This is the way. Then you can have the map reduce. Now the next session we are going to see the what do we mean by the map reduce algorithms. There are various kinds of algorithm patterns of data, big data management using map reduce technique. We can have the data generations from the websites, then the content management system. There can be an external web content or external data sources. User generated content can be there. And big data insight means the keyword relevant content, rich user targeted, and landing pages. Means these are some of the insights which can be made available by using the Hadoop framework or big data analytics. Now, these are the some of the modern data warehousing concept in the business intelligence and analytics. Second is data enrichment and federated query, data management and processing, infrastructure related or non-relational database management or data sources used for purposely OLTP, ERP, CRM, like concepts. Means these are the modern data warehousing concept wherein that data warehouse has been like working dedicatedly as per the need of that particular functional activity or functional department. Like this in a business intelligence, it works for the self service. It works as upon a self service model. It's like a corporate collaborative model. It can we can use on any device like a mobile, and it is a predictive one. Okay, these are the some of the data warehousing concept, modern data warehousing concept. It's repeat of that particular side in another format, that how it actually Hadoop is working on, that the data science algorithms under the Hadoop, HDFS, that is a Hadoop database file system, HDFS. It has been used by the data warehouse, and underlying data warehouse there are some of the analytics data marts. As we have seen, data marts are the specific dedicated data warehouse, and thus they are producing, it's working on some reporting tools. These are the custom applications, customized application. We can have the data generated through the some of the files. Might be there are flat files like a physical files or log file, computerized file, relational data sources, rdbms might be there, no SQL data applications can be there like nrdbms or mongodb like concepts. Web application can generate the data, social media can generate the data, and all data sources has been connected to the HDFS. That is, all data will be stored in HDFS, that is Hadoop database file system, and Hadoop will use that, will process that data using some of the data science algorithms, and will produce some analytical outcome for the purpose of customized applications, for the purpose of reporting tools, for the purpose of data warehousing concept activities and data marts activities. We will move further. These are the enterprise database warehousing concept. There are some IT users at the upper level. IT users are using some of the source data, generating some of the source data. That IT user can be application developer, any cloud administrator, VM machine or virtual machine or administrator, security manager, database administrator or data scientist. Then that source data is transformed by using central relational data source, and it is being stored in an enterprise data warehousing. Enterprise data warehouse has given access using replication and propagation concept to the enterprise big data warehouse, and big data warehouse generates the data for the purpose of knowledge discovery and data mining purpose. That is the first parameter, first activity of the enterprise big data warehouse. Then the information access and application for the purpose of giving or implementing some or executing some of the application, and to give that data access to the some of the business users like the power analysts, knowledge workers, executive or managers, customer contacts, and application servers. That's how enterprise big data warehouse concept works. I'm going to share all this PPT and PDF at our WhatsApp and Google Classroom. Now, what are the other names of the data warehouses? The first name itself, it's a data warehouse, we can call it. It also been termed or it also been treated as a decision support system. In last some of the slides, we have seen that how it is given a decision support to the under the organization. Then it is also called as an executive information system. It is also called as a MIS, that's a management information system, or business intelligence solutions is also given a treated like that. And analytic application is also termed as a data warehouse. Now, what are the benefits of archiving data for the warehousing concept? Okay. Now, very first benefit is of the reduced cost. Reduced cost Means obviously you can reclaim the space and defer the hardware upgrades. That's one of the benefit under the data warehouse concept. Then the improved performance, fast analytical processing and reporting is there, faster backup, restoring and maintenance tasks can be there. We can perform. That's a improved performance, and we can thus minimize the risk. And it will support the defensible disposal of data by minimizing the risk. These are the some of the basic advantages and disadvantages of the data warehousing concept. They are self-explanatory as per our discussion. You can go through. That's a clean data, query processing, multiple options are available, and security of data access. These are some of the advantages. Disadvantages means long initial implementation time and associated high cost. Capital investment may be high, or capital implementation may take time. Adding new data sources takes time and associated high cost. Obviously, to add a new data source, it might take a time, and accordingly, there can be associated high cost related to it. And it's typically the data is static and dated under the data warehousing concept. These are some of the more disadvantages of data warehouse. That's a long initial implementation. Then adding data take time that we have seen typically data is static, and it's difficult to accommodate changes in data types, ranges, and data source schemas. These are the limitations of the data warehouse, OLAP, or data mining concept. They are unable to capture the required data, maybe like due to the inavailability of the data sources. Then there can be some of the hidden problems related to the schema of data, or internal ETL processing may take the time. Data may not be that much flexible. You can have the some sort of data censorship, and cost to benefit ratio may be work should have been worked. Okay. Yes. Now that's how the our today's connected architecture in the data warehouse concepts are working on-premise and cloud. On-premise can have the security governance operation, data storage, center storage, then the some of the compute cluster, and accordingly there is on-premise, and on cloud there can be a shared services. You can see it can use the multi-cluster or multi-cloud concept. Then the data acquisition is one of the part of the data warehousing. You have to first acquire the data, then data integration, then we have to reposit data in a data repository, deposit that data. Using that data repository, you can apply some of the analytics, and accordingly you can present the outcome. The diagram is very much self-explanatory. Presentation is on for the purpose of marketing strategy, might be for the purpose of CRM, that's a consumer relationship management, might be for the internal purpose like agents, HR purpose. Okay, these are the some of the data warehousing designing tools. There is a Amazon Redshift, then Microsoft Azure, Google BigQuery, SQL, Microsoft SQL Server, ERD tools are there, and Lucid Chart. These are the some of the databases and data warehousing tools available on the Google, on the internet, on the globe, across the globe. Some of the more big data analytic tools now, the very popular that is a Hadoop. Then HBase is one of the, that is NoSQL Apache HBase. Then Spark, you can use the Talend, Spult, and Rive. These are the your career marking technology platforms available. You can do your career in any of such a technology platform. That's why they are important. Now, how data-driven data warehouse has been evolved. The very first, there was the RDBMS like Oracle, MS SQL Server, MySQL, or PostgreSQL under the Linux platform. That is, then it has been evolved to the appliances like Teradata, Natija. These are some of the tools. Then next to that evolve, there is a Hadoop. That is a Hadoop database file system, Hive. Then there is an initial CloudDB cloud database, that is a Redshift, Azure, BigQuery, Google BigQuery, and then accordingly the last current evolution stage is a cloud designed like for example Snowflake. Now this are the conclusions. Common big data architecture for the small enterprises could be categorized into three components. The first component, that is a design and architect component. We have to first design and architect a particular data warehouse. Then accordingly, the second component we can work out the infrastructure component depending on the design and architecture. And lastly, accordingly to infrastructure, we can have the operational component, and then total data warehouse concept can be implemented in such a three stages or in such a three components for the purpose of small and medium enterprises. This is a overall conclusion of the data warehousing. That's a not a new phenomena. It's a very old phenomena of data warehousing, data mining, OLAP or OLTP concept. All large organizations already have the data, their own data warehouses actually, but they are just not managing them. Or some of the fear growth of data warehousing is going to enormous with the new products and service technology coming out frequently. Obviously, whatever the data has been generated in last 5 years, it is equivalent to the data generated in last more than 50 years before. Okay, that's why it's enormous data with respect to the new products and services coming out, new technology are coming to store that data, and that's why it is very much essential to get most out of this period, and it is going to be important that the data warehouse planners and developers have a clear idea of what they are looking for. They should be a focus one, and then choose the strategy accordingly, methods accordingly, processes accordingly, which will be providing them with the performance and flexibility for the tomorrow. Means it should be a futuristic approach. Okay, this is something which to conclude with the our data warehouse chapter 3. Let me share the okay, I'm stopping the share. Just give me 1 minute. Yes, let me share the syllabus with you so that we will get an idea that where we are currently. Okay, currently we are at the chapter 3, that's application architecture, big data. We have seen the data warehouse concept, hybrid architecture, enterprise data repository, master data management. And today we are concluding this chapter 3. From the next session, we are going to start with the chapter 4, that is the data modeling approaches for the big data and analytics solution. What do we mean by the data integration patterns, data workload design approaches, and the major point, that is the MapReduce patterns and algorithm thereof and use cases under the MapReduce pattern. Okay, that is something to conclude with the today's session. Wish you all the best.